Hey everybody, welcome back to the Henry Disc Golf channel. My name is Jerry. Today we're out at Bevier Park. We are going to do a Detour review. Alright guys, here we are on hole number one. Hole number one is 190 feet. Basically straight ahead there. Again, going with the Detour. Throwing it on a little bit of an ante line, just seeing if we can get it down by the basket. And that should be a look at a putt. Alright guys, here are the results of my drive. Here looking at should be a routine putt. We're going to go ahead and putt with the Detour as well, just to see how it putts, even though it's a mid-range. Uh-oh, a little too high. Tapping in for a par. Moving on. Alright guys, welcome to hole number two. Hole number two is a 300-foot par 3. It's basically straight ahead. Again, going with the Detour because it's for the review. See if we can put this down there. I yank over on it just a little bit. Therefore, it did come up quite a bit short. Alright guys, here are the results of the drive. Still left here with about, probably say about 65 to 75 feet. Gonna go with the Detour again. Throwing it nice and smooth. Hopefully right up to the basket. A little bit past. Probably looking at about a 15-footer. Alright guys, so we probably went past the basket a little bit further than I thought. Probably right at about 20, 22 feet here. Gonna go ahead again. Putt with the Detour, see if we can put this in the basket. Just not on the basket right now with my putt. Alright, and it's happened for a 4. Unfortunately, that will be a bogey. Alright guys, here we are on hole number 3. Hole number 3 is a 250-foot par 3. Basically straight ahead, just want to push around the basket, or push around the tree. Trying to throw this on a decent amount of hyzer. We do have a left to right wind here. Trying to see if we can put this by the basket. It's probably a little bit past spin high. Looking at about a 40-footer. Alright guys, here are the results of my drive. Actually a lot closer than I thought it was from back on the tee pad. We're probably looking here only at about 15 feet. Let's try to see if we can put this in the basket for a birdie. There we go. Back to even par. Alright guys, here we are on hole number 4. Hole number 4 is a 260-foot par 3. Kind of have these trees in front of us, so we're going to use the turnover line. Again, we do have that right to left wind coming through, so this may hold it over a little bit more than what we want it to, but we'll try to see if we can put it down there. Yeah, I wanted to push it to the ground really quick, and then we did have a thrower with a rollout. Alright guys, here are the results of the drive. Did hit over there and wind up rolling out over here. Gonna have a nice light upshot here with the Detour. Let's try to see if we can put it right next to the basket or possibly give it a little bit of a run. Nope, right next. Not quite next to the basket, but pretty close. Alright guys, here are the results of the upshot. Left with about 12 feet here. Getting it. All right, guys, here we are on hole number 5. Hole number 5 is a 400-foot par 3. That is quite a bit down there. Going with the Detour here. Just trying to put this on hyzer, see if we can keep it in the open, keep it out of bounds either direction. Let's see how it goes. So far, anytime I want to throw it hard, I am getting it to kind of burn over pretty quick. It is a lighter weight one, 166, which is pretty normal for MVP, but for me, I'm just having a little bit of trouble controlling it. I know there's this wind coming through and everything else, but I am having that difficulty over the last week of me throwing it, with it being kind of consistent. I have to throw it really, really soft with my arm speed in order to get it to fly well. So we'll see how that continues going as we finish out. Alright guys, so here are the results of my drive. Definitely a lot shorter than what I would like to be. We're going to try to just throw this nice and smooth. See if we can get it up by the basket here. I'm struggling with this disc right now. Not good. Alright guys, so here are the results of my second shot. Still left pretty short here. I'm going to go with a little sidearm up shot. Try to see if we can put this under the basket. Card a 4 and move on from this hole. There it is. Alright guys, here are the results of that upshot. Tapping in for a 4, which is a bogey, taking us to +1 so far on our round. Alright guys, welcome to hole number 6. Hole number 6 is a 240-foot par 3. It's basically straight ahead. There's a couple trees probably in the way from you seeing the basket, but we're going to go with the Detour here. Just try to put this out straight, maybe with a touch of hyzer, see if it pops up and rides out. And that one held the hyzer. That one is deep of the basket by about 25-30 feet. Alright guys, here are the results of my drive. Actually not as far past the basket as I thought, just a little bit past pin high, but we are to the left side of the pin by about 15 feet here. See if we can put this one in for another birdie. Hey, we're starting to get the hang of it. Got the birdie, back to even. Alright guys, we're on hole number 7. Hole number 7 is a 232-foot par 3. It's basically straight ahead down through this gap, but I'm going to actually embrace the turn on this disc and throw the anti-gap. We also do have a little bit of a headwind coming through the woods here. So we're going to go ahead and just try to put it wide, let the thing hopefully ante back towards the basket. Oh, that winds up coming in a little early, hit some tree branches and dropped down. We should have a look at a putt. Alright guys, here are the results of my drive. Like I said, it came through and clipped some cabbage here, but dropped down right by the basket. Tap this one in for a birdie. Takes us to down 1 so far on the round. Alright guys, here we are on hole number 8. Hole number 8 is a 200-foot par 3. Basically, it's kind of straight ahead. Do want to throw a little flex shot, so I'm going to go with the Detour here. Try to see if we can just flex it down through these trees, get it down by the basket. Hyzer. Oh, kicked a big tree down there and dropped down. Alright guys, here are the results of my drive. Did hit this tree here, drop right down. Going to go ahead, try to see if we can give this a bit of a run at the basket here. Ooh, close run. Should be an easy par. Alright guys, here are the results of the missed putt. Nice easy tap in for par. Moving on to hole 9. Hole 9 will also be our last one. All right, guys, here we are on hole number 9. Hole number 9 is 218 feet. It's a little Annie shot down through the woods here. Let's see if we can just get this to hold the line, have it go down by the basket. Oh, nice and tight. That's an ace run. Whew, that may be a little deep. All right, guys, here are the results of my drive. Probably not as much of an ace run as I thought it was, but it was a pretty close look. Left here with about 10 feet. Easy tap in for birdie. All right, guys, Editor Jerry here. We have some bonus footage for you. This is a shot that Jason threw on hole 6, which is 240 feet. Threw it there, just held the hyzer and wind up on the edge of the woods there. Here he is also on hole 7, which is 232 feet. Throws it again. It just holds on hyzer and winds up tailing off there through the woods. And then finally, one more shot. You have me. I wanted some redemption on hole number 2, so I re-threw this shot here. Took and held the hyzer the whole way down there, and I believe I was just about looking at a park job for that one there. All right, guys, so that is the Detour review. For me, the Detour just was a little touchy. I liked it a lot the first couple times I threw it before I even reviewed the disc. I threw it for a couple of weeks before I even did the video review of it because I wanted to get a good feel for it, to just make sure that I'm giving you guys my honest opinion. For a lower arm speed for like Jason, it's a great disc. It holds the lines he puts it on, flips up a little bit if he puts it on hyzer, and just overall it's a really good disc for him. But for me, having slightly higher arm speed, it's definitely one of those things where I did find it a little bit touchy. Part of the reason why I didn't actually wind up putting the Supra in the bag as well is because it was just a little bit too touchy for me. You got to learn a little bit about my history with mid-ranges. I was a big rock thrower, KC Pro rock thrower, so I liked to cycle my rocks until I wound up getting some rock 3s, and then I had a stable rock 3 that turned into a slightly understable rock 3. I had an overstable rock 3, and then for some of those other shots that I really wanted some understability for, I threw regular rocks, and again, I was kind of cycling these through. So for me, the mid-range that I found that I like the most currently is the Matrix, because I have a couple electron matrices that I have that one I've beat in pretty good, one is still basically brand new, and then of course a neutron and a proton matrix, which are my more overstable mid-ranges. So I like something that's a little bit more on the stable to overstable side to begin with, that I can beat into something that I kind of turn over a little bit more and use for my understable mid. So with that being said, unfortunately the Detour is not going to be making my bag, but I will say it is a great disc for someone with some lower arm speed that is just looking for something that flies pretty straight. My buddy Ian throws it, and it's basically the same thing for him. He throws it, you know, on a little bit of hyzer, pretty straight, holds the angle that he puts it on, and it definitely works out really well for those people. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the Henry Disc Golf channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like to see, different reviews, or just different content in general. Coming up for you guys, we do have our first course conquest that we did at Lincoln Park. I'm not going to give any spoilers. It was pretty good, though. All right. With that being said, have a great day. Make it good for somebody else. We will see you guys next time. Peace.